turning our attention to PulseChain. I mean, I'm feeling as equally great about this right now. Actually, more great because I actually hold tons of bags of this token. So Pulse is up to 4 zeros and a 456 basically right now. We got Pulse X at 4 zeros, 2.3. Incentive token has gotten back up over $2. It's at 2.45 right now. Hex, man, Hex has really been making a bottom, and it has shot up pretty healthily here as Pulse has come back up. So Hex is back up to 0057, and then eHex 00158 right now. So I know Hex was down in the 0.4 of a penny range there. So it's coming up pretty nicely. But you, I, and DJ and Moonboy were just kind of discussing the prices of this ecosystem earlier today, and the fact that it kind of started to pull back for maybe an hour today, and then we kind of just have gotten right back to these prices here. But we've seen this nice slow crawl up of the PulseChain ecosystem here over the last week. Obviously, the events of over the weekend that pulled up the rest of the market are going to spill down and help out PulseChain as well. But I couldn't be more bullish right now. I mean, just fundamentally, obviously, on this ecosystem and where we're at, the timing of the 4-year cycle, which we didn't really mention there with BTC, now lining up with every cycle that we've seen previous to this. So people are feeling more comfortable about, the timing of it and everything, and hopefully getting a run deep into 2025. The whole double bottoming scenario that we've seen with Pulse, and now it seems like we've come up off of that comfortably. I couldn't feel better about it right now. I'd love to hear what you have to say, Ewok, but I feel fantastic about these prices right now. I love seeing this strength coming off of the lows, essentially. We didn't quite hit the lows of a year ago, but I love the strength here. So if you want to look at the Pulse chart and let me know your thoughts, I love where we're at right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna share this one, and we'll pull up this chart. You can see this one, right?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, totally this total V bottom, it's working its way up. This is the daily chart too. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 out of 8 last candles, dailies are green. So, ideally, I think this is what we want. We want these small little incremental steps up and an occasional pullback. It's we've always kind of said it works best that way. The parabolic ones are nice, but for now, I think this is the way you want to go to kind of test the waters. You want to see who's going to dump at what levels before any major investor puts a bunch of capital into it. You want to test the water, right? Well, is it going to hold? Is it going to hold? Let's keep going a little bit more, kind of thing. And I think there are going to be certain levels that when we hit, that point, maybe the 0.7 or the 4 zeros 0.75 before it gets back up there. There's going to be some interesting, just basic, the mental numbers when it gets to 3/4 of the sacrifice. That's an important level. There's going to be half of it. Obviously, once we get to half, it's going to be another level. So, I think this is the healthiest way we can do it. It looks great. I think the structure alone is very bullish. I'm really liking what I see. And yeah, you're right. We didn't get down quite as low as the very bottom, but again, I think it was close enough, and I don't think we needed to. We can go back to the August of 23 and say that was pretty much the bottom. So, it happened a lot sooner than people said. Well, it's going to take forever to play out, but it really didn't. It didn't take quite that long. So, it did double bottom here already. We were hoping kind of for a triple to finish it off and take off from there, but like I said, it got close enough, and yeah, it looks good. We're seeing, when you see 7 out of 8 daily green candles, things are definitely looking up.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't feel better about where we're at right now. Sorry, were you still going?
Well, I was going to say, something else to keep an eye on too is the bridge, the amount in the bridge. So just kind of watch it. I don't know where it's at right now. Take a look here real quick. Looks like 101 million. So You know, that's an interesting number to watch as well, especially as ETH grows in price, because there's 8,800 ETH in that bridge, and right now it's sitting at 29,978,000. So we're almost at $30 million just in ETH. So when we start to see some major impact on price, that's going to help the bridged in value, which is also going to, you know, as well help the pulse chain value. A lot of that value is tied together. So, you know, that Ethereum and DAI and USDC are stables, but as the other things rise, that inherently adds more value to pulse chain too. So I think it's one of those rising tide kind of lifts all boats scenarios. So yeah, that's looking good too. But you know, if you're looking at the prices, you want to keep an eye on that and see how it affects the price of Pulse as well. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And, you know, I've been talking the last couple of weeks on here too. Like for a while there, I was only, when I did big DCAs, I was really just focusing on Pulse and Pulse X. But I think Hex is in a terrific range right now. I mean, it just made all-time lows, you know, which for, you know, the Hex that's on Pulse Chain, that's been around for over a year. So yeah, and its ratio against Pulse and everything, for me, I've wanted to dip my toes back into there as well. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong really right now. I mean, like to each his own. I see it looks like Rebel Yell's not a fan of buying Hex right now or something in the chat. I can't really make it out, but
I don't
yeah,
think Rebel Yell's a fan of much right now. He's telling me to draw a new line. And the reason I
yeah, I
drew
saw
the
that.
line was the upwards trend. And that's why I kept it there. I don't care about the new lines. The only reason that line is there because that was the that was the original trend line that was holding until we broke through it. Once we get here, this could act as support or resistance. I mean, once we get to this level, and that's going to be, you know, I don't know where it'll be when it happens, but you know, that's why I kept it to see if it respected that line. I didn't want to remove it. So I'm not a big line drawer. I had that as the initial trend line that was headed up. When it broke through, I want to see if it becomes resistance on the way back up. So that's why I kept it there, Rebel Yell. And, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I do
So
want to
there.
show, checks my pulse. If you go to here, I'll
Oh, I
switch to
just
that
sent it
screen.
to him. I just sent it to him in the chat. Sorry,
Oh,
unless it.
oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
did
there.
right after that. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
gopulse.com/bridge. Yeah, if you just go there, yeah, it'll
Yep,
show you where we're at right now. It's pretty good.
I
Yeah.
missed your comment. Sorry about that.
That's all right. So
Cool.
good stuff. Yeah. I mean, I feel incredibly positive about the whole ecosystem right now. So yeah, I think we're gonna be taking off. I think the next couple of years are gonna be really good. And you know, it's just a matter of sticking it out. We've talked about the things that you can do kind of in this time. If you are out of money to DCA or you're just feeling uncomfortable, I mean, I know it's hard to sit on your hands. So, you know, we are both advocates of LPing Pulse and Pulse X to earn the ink yield in the meantime. We have a really strong ratio of Pulse to Pulse X right now. I mean, Pulse X is just holding up so well at that 1 to 2 range, basically. So yeah, I mean, things are just terrific right now. So